Welcome back to Turning Point Tonight, where together we are charting the course of America's cultural comeback. My name is Joe Bob. Thanks so much for tuning in. Remember, you can email the show anytime you want, tpt@tpusa.com. We love reading your emails, whether you agree with us or whether you're wrong, tpt@tpusa.com. Now, usually we get to talk to Monica Page, Turning Point's White House correspondent, but unfortunately, Monica is going up to the rally for President Trump's 100 Days rally tomorrow, so she's not with us, which is so sad because there is a fantastic visual that we would have gotten had we had Monica on Pebble Beach. The White House put about 100 posters of illegal immigrants who have been arrested for committing crimes in the country, and they put them right behind where all of the media do their media hits in Pebble Beach. In other words, if you watch MSNBC, ABC, NBC, CBS, all of the big media outlets with people doing hits from the White House, those signs are all right in the background there. Let's bring our panel back, Hannah Faulkner and Savannah Blaze. Thanks, guys, for coming back. I love this. I think it's hilarious. Hannah, what are your thoughts, just overall, that the Trump administration is putting these posters up to obviously draw attention to an issue that they win huge on?
Oh man, this is absolutely incredible. I mean, considering just a couple of days ago, just within a week ago, we saw Rachel Morin's mother, Patty Morin, speak during one of Caroline Leavitt's press conferences. MSNBC, CNN, and many other fake news media outlets refused to cover that. They refused to talk about Rachel Morin and how she was murdered by an MS-13 gang member. They refused to talk about this illegal invasion that we're seeing in our country and how young Americans, how women and men across this country are being harmed by it. And so it's right there in their faces. They can't avoid it. They can't ignore it. It's right there. They're being forced to talk about it. And I think that just displays this administration, just like Caroline Leavitt always says on her press briefings, this is the most transparent, the most honest administration, and truly the most common sense principled administration that we've had in American history. It's beautiful to see finally bringing back and forcing these fake news media outlets to bring some level of truth back to the media.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to avoid it, but they sure will try. I think Charlie tweeted out a video where they literally blurred all of the faces as if the headshots aren't like public and you could just see them, that was ridiculous. Savannah, a bunch of people on the internet were calling this a publicity stunt. My response was, well, yes, because you guys don't publicize this sort of stuff, so we're going to try and pull a stunt to actually get you to cover this stuff. Do you think the media is going to continue ignoring this? And do you think the administration of the White House is going to take further steps to make sure that you can't avoid this problem?
I think they will continue to ignore it. They don't want to think that these particular people have committed crimes, violent crimes, mind you. And people don't want to focus on illegal immigrants who do that, but they unfortunately do. Not all of them, but these particular people have. And I believe they're trying to get people's attention and raise awareness for just how often this happens. You know, we're all about protecting women, right? Let's protect these women. What about these women who haven't been protected? And are these people you really want in our country, the ones committing violent crimes? It just seems like they're trying to say these are innocent people, but if you look on the lawn, you can see clearly that they're not.
Yeah, it reminds me of the saying that was going around for the last couple of weeks. Find yourself a significant other that loves you as much as Democrats love illegal immigrants who commit crimes in this country. Speaking of the way the media covers things up, the White House Correspondents' Dinner took place over the weekend. President Trump was not there. He was at the Pope's funeral. And it really, if you watched it all, it was just blah. Like, those things have been fun for, I don't know, however long I've been aware of them. They usually have comedians. There was no comedian, and it was this drab, we are being oppressed as the media. But at the same time, there was a glimmer of sanity. Alex Thompson from Axios laid into the dinner about their own coverage of the previous president, President Biden's mental decline. I believe we have a short clip of that. Let's listen in for a couple seconds and then get your reaction.
President Biden's decline and its cover-up by the people around him is a reminder that every White House, regardless of party, is capable of deception. We bear some responsibility for faith in the media being at such lows. We should have done better.
Hannah, his big point there was, hey, the media has lost influence and lost viewership, and we need to be better in order to get that viewership back or get that trust back from the American people. Do you think the media has any ability to get that trust back? Or you think it's completely gone and, you just got to start from the ground up, and all this new media stuff are the ones who are going to be trusted ultimately?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think every single demographic, that's why they came out more for President Trump in past elections, for conservative and for Republican presidents. It's because, things like the media, things that the media refused to cover, like those vile criminals, some of the most egregious crimes that these fake news media outlets, these legacy media outlets refuse to talk about. You talk about Joe Biden's decline. I mean, something that they, for the longest time, refused to acknowledge until just within the past couple of weeks. And even some of them are still refusing to acknowledge it. And I think this just goes to show that when you lie to people for a good amount of time, I think COVID, definitely had its curses, but it also had its blessings, and it was able to wake people up to the truth and how they've been lied to, how they've been manipulated by the media for decades upon decades. So I think people are waking up, and that's why they're tuning into your show, Joe Bob, and they're going to independent media outlets because they realize that there really is no hope in legacy media anymore.
Yeah, people watch Real America's Voice because it's right in the name. It's Real America, and it's the voice of the people. So I appreciate that, and wonder why people are being driven to new media elsewhere. Savannah, given the fact that the media has gone in the direction that it has, and it's basically and effectively stayed there, kind of same question: do they have the ability to reimagine their image, and should the American people let them do that?
I think they do have the ability if they are willing. I'm glad that someone finally admitted that they bear the responsibility for faith in the media being at such lows. There is a reason that they are at an all-time low approval rating with their own party right now. I think that they continue to admit, hey, we've done wrong in this area. We want to do better in this area, and we actually see change, then the Democratic Party might be good again, like it was a long, long time ago. But unfortunately, right now, it's not at a good place because you just can't trust them anymore. I mean, they're lying straight to your face about Joe Biden. And I saw an interview the other day with what's her face? I can't. What's her face? She, they call her the Pocahontas. I'm so blanking out right now.
Elizabeth Warren.
Elizabeth Warren. I know her name. I'm just blanking out right now. And she was trying to say that Joe is fine. And they were like, come on, was he as good as you are right now? Was he as mentally stable as you are right now? And she couldn't answer that because he obviously wasn't.
It was that clip yesterday. I think we played that clip on our show Friday, and it was hilarious to watch her squirming there. I don't know. I don't know. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I don't know if she actually did that. I can't confirm, but maybe she did. Oh boy. Speaking of people who are lying about things all the time, the climate change activists who have been saying the world is going to be ending next year for the last, 30 years, no longer have a top spot among the priorities of Canadians. If you don't know this, Canada is having one of their big elections today. It actually may have already been figured out who's going to win, either the Conservatives or the Liberal Party, by the time this show airs. But among the issues that are important to Canadians, climate change no longer even ranks in the top 10. Ahead of climate change is achieving reconciliation with Indigenous people. That is ahead of climate change in terms of issues that Canadians care about. Interestingly enough, at the top of the list, number one is reducing the cost of living. The second thing that Canadians are most concerned about is dealing with Donald Trump and which prime minister will do the best job at that. Hannah, the climate change thing there, it seems that, when countries actually have to fend for themselves and can't depend on the United States, all of a sudden they lose the luxury to complain about the climate. Is that what's going on in Canada?
Oh man, the climate change hoax is such a joke. It's hysterical to see them change their narrative constantly. I mean, it was global warming and then it's climate change because they realized the earth didn't blow up like Al Gore was telling us it was. And climate change, it's really simple. It's spring, summer, fall, and winter. But of course, it takes there are countries being in dire need with, the threat to quote unquote democracy, which they really mean is their bureaucracy by President Donald Trump. So I think it's hysterical. And the same people that complain about about climate change or global warming or whatever their narrative is that they're pushing these days. The same people that say that, the same people that say that certain parts of Hawaii are going to be infiltrated or going to be impacted by climate change are the same people that are buying billion-dollar properties and houses were the same places that they say it's going to be affected by climate change. It's hysterical to see the left completely change their narrative. And that's why I think I said this the last time I came on your show. But the left, they don't really believe in a certain narrative. They don't push a certain idea, but they will push a certain narrative and a certain idea if they can get more power and control over the American people and over the people, period, because that's what they want. They want globalism. They want a one world government. And that's exactly what they're going to get if they continue to push hard and hard. And that's why the American people got to continue to keep watching your show, Joe Bob, and keep fighting.
I love all of the plugs. I appreciate you doing that. We maybe cut that up and put that on commercials. Yeah, if you pay more tax money, they can change the weather. My guess is just, hey, sell your parka, buy some shorts, if all of this is real to begin with. Savannah, I think this is actually also interesting in this polling here, that the number two thing that Canadians actually care about in this election is how the Prime Minister is going to deal with Donald Trump. What does that say about the pull of not only the American government, but also its leader, Donald Trump, especially having as big of an effect as he's having on the rest of the world and America's hat, Canada?
I think it's hilarious. I think he's done everything that he said he's going to do. I think he's been an incredible president. And I really do think TDS is a real thing. We need to put it in the DSM-5. I majored in psychology. I didn't see it there, but I really do think we need to add that because it is a very real thing. People hate him. They hate what he stands for. I mean, Trump could literally solve world hunger, and they will say that there's kids out there love to be hungry. I mean, they don't love the man, and they'll go against him in every single way that they can. And it's just funny to me because I remember they were the party last year that was like, let's go all electric, and now they're burning people's electric cars. Mind you, their own people who have electric cars. It's a lot of liberals who own electric cars. And it's like, I think if you have to tell your own party, like, hey, I'm liberal, don't burn my car, like you need to check which party you're with.
Yeah, you got some bigger problems to deal with. I like that TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, going into the DSM, which what is that? The Diagnostic Statistical Manual, which lists all of the mental illnesses. Which, by the way, gender dysphoria is still in the DSM, at least as of right now. I don't think they've updated it to the DSM-6 yet. Savannah, Hannah, thank you guys so much for joining us. Really appreciate you taking the time. We'll have you back as soon as we can.
Thank you so much.
God bless.
Thank you. Coming up on Turning Point tonight, we have a fantastic clip from Alex Clark's Culture Apothecary podcast. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.